green zone attack, and a Balad got attacked with rockets. That's where I flew out of. That's where a lot. Anyone that flies in Iraq, I believe, flies out of Balad. When I was there, we were getting mortared still, but they weren't. They were barely breaking the perimeter and whatnot. But again, rocket attacks and then the other air base with the two Cessnas and I believe it was two helicopters. At least one helicopter got destroyed, definitely, and two planes, little Cessnas, and the attack that took place is this is Ferdinand 2.0. Franz Ferdinand of that was the Austrian I forget his title, Tsar, Austrian Tsar, right? Head honcho essentially, and he was killed, and that's essentially what started World War One. I mean, the real reason for World War One isn't exactly specified. World War Two is revenge for World War One. World War Three, like I said, the Solomon, very Babylonian, right? Mesopotamian name. He in the thing is, when I was in July of 2009, that's when we transitioned power back to Iraq. That's when we started changing the names of the bases and stuff. Like it became Brassfield Mora, Patrol Base. I forget what Patrol Base also came. I didn't pay attention to it because freaking, it's getting ready to leave here in a few months, anyways. I mean, no, because we're still using dual names and stuff, but like that's, and then we just did airstrikes. When was the last? I need to check that out. When was the last time an airstrike was done in Iraq? Because that's what happened. And we were supposedly protecting the embassy because it wasn't going to be another Benghazi. And so we went in and used the embassy as a means of deploying more troops. And the reason why we needed to deploy more troops is because we failed our mission. And we did not create a democracy, a democratic and free sovereign nation within Iraq. We created anarchy. Yeah, I'm saying that as an infantryman, that was more of a diplomat than anything else. I mean, that's why I wasn't in firefights. There's only a couple of times that there was actually an exchange of fire. I mean, besides the rules of engagement became more strict. Escalation of force. Believe it, that's always stayed in check. There's different ways to escalate force. And that's part of the reason why I stay out of troubles, because I know when to escalate force. And now I get my ass kicked. Because freaking, I'll wait to that point, then I'll use the force needed. I have to prove that my life's in danger. Excuse me. We were doing micro grants out there. We were rebuilding the businesses in Samara. But that's the thing is, so why did all these protests, and it just, I forget what I don't know the actual history of it. I've checked it out. But the Arab Spring, maybe there's just an Arab winter. I mean, well, or Arab fall. I mean, that's probably better because just here recently, all of a sudden, these riots are taking place. Hong Kong, rent's been going at it. There's crap going on in our country. Um, Iraq, I mean, there's been protests, a lot of things, you know, uh, like that. And it goes back to my martial law video that I was saying. We, there's civil unrest going on throughout the entire world. And it's right here in our country. And that was 2014. And I know what I'm talking about and everything, and it just pisses me off because if people actually listen to me, then maybe there would be a better way about this because, well, uh, unfortunately, I was unfairly scrutinized and my advances are taking a lot longer than I initially implied. Nonetheless, I am free from captivity. I've got experiences, and I'd much rather get the failures out of my way now than later on. But nonetheless, uh, there's serious issues going on in this country, in this world, and Iran is, they're not like Iraq. And it's a nation that's 10 times more extreme than ISIS and Al Qaeda. That's a fact. And they actually have a formidable military. And they also have freaking, they get arms from Russia and other nations, probably China as well. And that's the thing, is that maybe with China building these aircraft carriers, they're going to be able to have a presence, and they're going to be on the outside. They're going to be holding their own line while they supply other troops and nations to fight us. Because why does China want to get involved in a war? Maybe they can just supply weapons to a bunch of people. That's what Special Forces does. And China has some money. They're in bad shape and stuff, but they're doing something. This is a big thing, and we are going into another war, and it's going to be bad. And Trump is not leaving office. What's scary is that Pence is there. The only solution I can think of right now, our only hope, I mean, besides myself, is Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, but I can't really, technically I can't, well, I guess I could. I mean, because I'll be 37 by the election and everything like that, so I'll be able to run. And I'll be able to be president and stuff, but I've got a lot of work to do between now and then. And hey, even if I don't win, it's alright. I just want to see how close I can get to it. I mean, that's been my goal for a little bit of time. Sorry for getting on little side thoughts, but we have issues, significant issues, and what Trump is doing is because he understands the economy has barely been alive. We're going to go into a war because that's going to help offset the budget. basically put the bill later on down the road. And we're not going to solve our economic crisis. And if I had kids, they'd be affected way more than, my generation's being affected. Luckily, I got freaking in while, things were freaking all right. I got in and out. There's something big happening then. Iran is not a joke, and if we have ISIS and Al Qaeda, I mean, like, okay, basically, I'm just gonna say, we have someone, like during the Civil War and stuff, right? If you have someone from Georgia and South Carolina, you can't tell the two apart, right? And it's hard. I mean, like maybe some of y'all can, I can't. But so yeah, we have these militants from these other, well, from no nations that have they can just fall right in line, and they're because they're part of the demographics. And this is Franz Ferdinand 2.0, Iraq War freaking 3.0, freaking Great Satan level. I mean, this is bad, and and it's chess, freaking. All of a sudden, we just took it's our move, and we took out a guy from the board. That was a big player. Congratulations. There's going to be a significant terrorist attack here soon. Significant one. Well, and it's going to be, fuck nuclear bombs. I mean, that's the thing. Terrorism. They create terror. And we've already seen from 9/11 how people sacrifice their freedoms and rights for security. Take care, be safe, be kind, stay strong, and definitely freaking check out my martial law video. Definitely start getting your stuff prepared.